one.
What's up, y'all? We back. Damn, I'm gonna continue with these cautionary tales about my life through the streets of Baltimore and the prisons of the surrounding counties of Maryland. Today, I'm gonna go ahead and take it from the top with this my last bit. My last bit, I had caught 5 years no parole for handgun and vehicle or whatever. And you know, it was what it was. 5 no parole. Like, I detailed a bunch of the stuff that led up to it and everything, like, because it was definitely a run. It was definitely a good run, and there's some good stories in that. But I'm gonna go ahead and just give you the prison aspect of it. So boom, I catch the 5. Then I'm gonna tell you the worst thing about it. When you got money, and no matter what, they just want to send you to prison, it's a painful feeling. And I'm telling you, man, I gave this goddamn. I'm gonna try to keep it PG. But I gave this lawyer $6,000, man, to go in there and cop out. And then he tried to really mess my head up, because he was telling me that the feds was looking at my case. And I know my jacket messed up or whatever. And with my jacket, it was starting at 15 years. So, what you think? 5 or 15? That five sounded real good versus what he was trying to kick to me. But you know, it was all game for real. Swapping people out for each other, man, basically. But nevertheless, we here now. I catch the 5. I get over DOC. When I'm over DOC, now see, this is the thing. Once you get your time and everything, you trying to figure out how you can get out the system quick. And it seemed like I always I end up with a cell buddy that may know a thing or two that I don't know. So this particular dude that I was in the cell with was telling me about he was trying to go back to the program. So I'm like, what's the program? He like, the drug program. I'm like, you know, what's the big deal? So he like, you know, telling me, you know, parole, they favor people with that have been in the drug program and all that. But I'm like, shit, I don't got no parole. He say, man, if nothing else, you'll be earning days as soon as you get in the system. Because you can go somewhere and you could be sitting waiting to get a job for, all depending on where you land at, you can be trying to get a job for about a year or so and not earning no days, just doing dead time day for day. So I'm like, shit, you know, how I get in the drug program. I lied to you not, man. This man told me how to do it, and the shit worked. He was like, you know, say you use, like, he like, you can say weed. He like, that's nothing, but you can say you smoke weed. He like, but you gotta say, like, you do, like, hard drugs, like crack, heroin, something like that. And, like, how much you do it every day and all this shit. But the key, the golden thing to all of that, it was like, when they ask you, do you feel as though that you have a problem and all that, tell them no. Nope, I don't even need the program. Nope, I'm fine. Man, I tell you, man, they sent me that motherfucker first thing smoking. Because all the shit that I had put on that paper, they was looking like, if this man think he don't have a problem, he definitely needs treatment. So boom, I lands over there in the program. Now when I get there, I'm at the laundry, at Central Laundry or whatever, and it's a medium. So when I get there, I'm straight on a program in a programming building, and down in B building or whatever, and it's clicking. I'm seeing how things operating, but when I get there, you know, I mean, of course, like, cause I was coming from the street, so like I had already had money or whatever, but I didn't have nothing. Like, I had no food, I had no clothes. Like, I got there looking like an inmate. like sure enough. I don't even know if I had a haircut, but I did have a couple green dots or whatever, cause I ain't even get a bail on that bit. Like I tried 3 different times to get a bail, man, and the lawyer told me, he said, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I ain't even gonna take no more of your money, man. He's like, they not gonna give you a bail. That's what I mean by having money, and it don't even matter. So when I get to the laundry, I had a couple green dots. You know, that was currency or whatever, because Cash App wasn't relevant at the time. So I'm just looking for who got the tobacco, because when commissary come around, I'm, you know, fill out my list, go to the store and everything. That I ain't tripping on that. I just need to know who got the cigarettes, man. So it was a black guy, it was a black dude and a white dude. I leave that names out; it ain't even relevant to the story or whatever. But they was booming. They was booming. They had things clicking or whatever going on or whatever. So I would be copping little tobacco and stuff from them and everything, and just seeing how the prison actually operated. And in that prison, they would let you get a package from off the street. Now, see, they don't usually do that in a lot of different prisons or whatever, camps. But they would let you get a uptown package with uptown clothes in it. You know, we say uptown for if you locked up or whatever. So I had got a package, and like I said, when I came from the street, I was doing pretty good or whatever. So like I had got a package, got some stuff in, and you know, I was feeling like myself, cause you know that's how you see who people are. Cause you know, you had people here talking about they had 3 Maseratis, 4 Lamborghinis, and a jet, but you ain't even got a needle in your locker. It ain't been a commissary in the last 18 months. So that like kind of weeds out who you want to associate yourself with. But that's going on. That's going on how it's going or whatever. So as that's transpiring, my dude get there. And I'm gonna say this like I always say, like I'm not in any gang or none of that. Like that's what it is. Like, but I may affiliate myself with certain dudes. You can't help who you gravitate to, and they gravitate to you. Because my homeboy, he was Jay or whatever, and when he got there, we wasn't homeboys initially. But we clicked, and when he got there, he was on the same tip I was on. He had dots, and he was trying to smoke, and I was trying to smoke. So that's basically how it really came about. And Low and Hold, they was doing an investigation on the black dude and the white dude, and they was coming. Their horse was coming back or whatever that day. And he got knocked off. The horse get knocked off. They already know who the horse bringing it in for. They say the horse told, but they was doing their investigation too. So, I mean, I can't for 100% fact say he told on them, but I tell you this much: all 3 of their ass rolled up out of that prison that day. Now, when they got locked up, it left a vacuum in that prison. Because it dried up, and it dried up real quick. And see, in this prison, they had the main source of income for real was the actual laundry. So like you had dudes there that was you know, living off the land, but they were good living off the land as long as they had that job up in that laundry, because they was bringing home you know, making, I think they was upwards to damn near like 170 some shit like that a month or whatever. I think I recall one of the dudes telling me. my man, my man Dave, man, big white boy Dave. Like, yo was a solid one. I like Dave, man, and when I tell you like total opposites, man, but Dave was a good dude, man. And I'll tell you stories about him later. I get it all that, but with that happening, I was catching visits 2 times a week, every week or whatever. And the person that was coming up to see me, it wasn't nothing like that. To be honest, man, she was bringing my daughter up. But she used to do little stuff for me on the street. So she come up one day and I just mentioned to her like, it's a lot of money in this. It's a lot of money here. And I don't care how much a person play possum, like, you know, they ain't interested, but you best to believe them antennas went up and them ears perked when I said there's a lot of money in here. And she already know how I move, so she like, what's the plan, brain? So long story short, I start getting the boots and tobacco. But see, the thing with the tobacco was, I wasn't pressed on the tobacco. I was just really trying to run up the bag for real. So I knew the boots was the quickest way to do it. So I was getting the boots wholesale on the street, and I was bringing them in there, selling them for 50 a piece, you know, shooting numbers out. And she was stealing like a motherfucker, but hey, who wouldn't? So she my man Jig, God rest his soul, that's who I was referring to as my homeboy came. So he had came to me with a proposition. That's how it happened. Cause I had the white boy, he was working at the horse farm. And the white boy that was working out the horse farm, he liked the boots. And he would always be hollering at me. So he straight come to me with a proposition off rip, telling me he out the horse farm, if I could get somebody to whoop whoop whoop. I won't say all the details because I'm pretty sure somebody probably still, you know, whatever. But I tell him how I think about it. So in the same, all and while that's happening, the white dude hollering at me about it or whatever, Jig come holler at me, and he say, if he was to buy all of the tobacco, cause see this the thing, when you gang affiliated or in gang ties or whatever, people that's not in that shit don't really want to deal with you, especially if you're not a nigga that a nigga know has money. Now, everybody knew, like, it wasn't no secret. Everybody knew I was up. Everybody, like, the whole prison knew I was up. So, dealing with me was more so like, more their pleasure. And like, and that's why I fucked with Jig, because Jig wasn't broke. So, but the thing is, Jig held a nice little position with the BGF shit. So people be leery of that shit. Especially a white dude. They ain't gonna really want to fuck. They ain't gonna really want to fuck with it unless they no other choice, no other option. So when Jig hollered at me, he said he'll buy all the tobacco and everything. Basically, he gonna buy everything, and my horse gonna get it in, and we just gonna split it. Shit, that's all love. That's all love right there. Because at the end of the day, I just want to smoke anyway. But it started to be so much of the shit. I'm selling little, like I would occasionally sell like little pouches, like a $25 pouch, probably like I probably sell about 4 $25 pouches, but for real, I'm really keeping all of it or whatever, and just selling little shots, $2 shots for food, just because of the prison economy. And ain't nobody really got, if it ain't a whole lot of people with tobacco in there, brown or whatever, I mean, everybody want to smoke. So either you, one or two things going to be happening. Either you going to have motherfuckers begging you to hit your cigarette all day, or you can go ahead and make up, 50 balls and, sell them for $2 a piece. Not try to boast or brag or nothing. Man, I had so much food, man. I had about 4 different lockers, not including mine. And shout out to my mother. Regardless of how much money I was making, she would send me $100 every month, just because that's just mommy. You know how I thank God for the one I got. Yeah, shit was rolling or whatever. So I'm basically in bed with the BGF. But see, this the thing about that. Just because me and him doing business, whatever we catching, whatever we doing, that's our business. The rest of your brothers, it most of the people that I hung with or dealt with was Jay. But at the same time, they might not be on no shit, but the group as a whole feels some type of way, because Jig ain't really looking out for, if you don't sleep in that dorm that we in, he ain't really sending them dudes nothing. And if he is, he ain't sending them much. But this is the thing. I was the only one catching the buttes for real. And motherfuckers want a cigarette or whatever, but motherfuckers want to get high. And if you know how it go. You know how it go. If you don't, ask your boyfriend if he watching. He'll probably explain to you a little more. But a lot of them old head J dudes be dope things for real. And that's just the real. But we rolling or whatever, we rolling. And it don't really get crazy until we getting towards the end of, the middle of the program. And once we get towards the middle of the program, they had me under investigation for a long time. And I know I was the scapegoat. When the head investigator tell you people love to tell on you, shit ain't right. But this how I'm gonna leave it right here, and I'm gonna pick back up on how everything was unfolding, how everything was going, how I ran the money up, how the money got stolen, how the niggas tried to push up on me. It was really going down, man. But hey, if you stay on this side of the wall versus that side of the wall, you won't even have none of that to worry about. Remember, even if you lose sight, you never lose the vision. You cut different.